Hello everyone and welcome back to yet another mind-blowing, marvelous video. We have something extra special in store today for all the anime fans out there, especially the ones who love a good dark fantasy from time to time. In the world of Castlevania Nocturne, there are several kinds of creatures we come across. Most of them are quite scary, but in today's video we're going to meet one such character who's the opposite of anything sinister. Papa Legba is a character who has an aura of mystery around him from the first time we see him in the series. So in order to make him less mysterious, we're going to explore everything there is to know about him, from his role in the series to the stories of his legend, and more in this video. But before we get into our exploration, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. It's a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Who is Papa Legba in Castlevania Nocturne? Before we find out exactly who this character is, let's do a short recap on Castlevania Nocturne. It was released on Netflix in 2023, and as a sequel to the original Castlevania series, it grabbed the attention of fans in a heartbeat, gaining immense popularity. The world of anime is full of dark fantasy series, and their range is pretty spectacular, such as Dorohedoro Fate/Zero to the likes of Dark Gathering, but Castlevania Nocturne is slightly special. Despite being a sequel, the plot feels entirely new with all new characters, one of whom is Papa Legba. Of course, just like the original Castlevania series, Nocturne also deals with vampires and vampire hunters, but it's set around the time of the French Revolution in 1792. The vampire hunter in this series is a young man named Richter Belmont, and he's on a mission to stop the queen of all vampires, Elizabeth Bathory, the vampire messiah. As we follow him on this journey, Richter makes an equal number of friends and enemies, and we meet a rather striking character in Papa Legba, who doesn't belong to Richter's world or to the world of vampires. The third, different world that he comes from is the spirit world. He's a mystical being who's more powerful than the humans, and due to his spiritual nature and his connection to Haitian Vodou, he basically acts as an intermediate being between humanity and the all-powerful god. Papa Legba's role in Castlevania Nocturne. In Castlevania Nocturne, Papa Legba has a very important role as he makes an appearance to assist another character, Annette, who was born as an Afro-Caribbean slave. She has quite the divine heritage, since we eventually find out that she's a descendant of the divine African spirits who are known as the Orishas. Now it should make sense why she has a connection with Papa Legba. After all, they both have something to do with the spirit world. Since Papa Legba is the spiritual connection between the divine forces and humanity, he has to be summoned for us to be able to see him. So, when he appears in the series for the first time in Season 1, Episode 3, titled Freedom Was Sweeter, he's invoked by Annette. She's a user of the voodoo magic and also knows how to use vives, which are basically spiritual drawings that manifest Haitian voodoo spirits. We see in episode flashbacks that Annette uses Papa Legba's viva, which has a symbol of the walking cane on the right side, to summon him and ask for his guidance. She also follows him through the gate to find Sekhmet, the Egyptian goddess of war, plagues, healing, vengeance, and the desert. Since he plays the role of a guide, he's in a powerful position during the series. Through his character, the creators of the series are also able to show the deep ties that Castlevania Nocturne has with the spiritual traditions of West Africa and the Caribbean. Papa Legba also ends up becoming a huge influence on Annette since she applies his guidance in her future decisions. After all, he is one of her ancestors. It's thanks to him that she's able to effectively use voodoo magic as a source of power to fight against the supernatural forces that she encounters. Her power to be able to summon Papa Legba, one of the highest voodoo deities, also shows that she is deeply entwined with her heritage despite the death of her mother for using magic that was associated with witchcraft. Papa Legba in urban legend. Vodou is one of the traditional African religions which is followed by different communities in different capacities. In West African Vodou, Papa Legba is part of a few communities that follow similar religions like Dominican Republic Voodoo, Louisiana Voodoo, Haitian Voodoo, and Winti. In these cultures, Papa Legba basically appears as a Loa or Loa, which means spirit, according to the African diasporic religion of Dominican Voodoo and Haitian Voodoo. Eventually, the Loa also became a part of Louisiana Voodoo. Papa Legba is known as the spiritual guide, or a spirit that stands at the intersection between the spirit world and the human world. In order to speak with the spirits of Guinea, one must first get permission from Papa Legba, and upon hearing the requests that people bring to him, it's up to him whether he grants you permission or denies it. In Haiti, the place that he is associated with the most, he's also known as the Great Elocutioner since he can speak pretty much any and all languages of human beings. Imagine having that kind of power. Papa Legba would never need Google Translate. Due to this power, he's also associated with assisting in speech, communication, and understanding. He's someone who can facilitate these things better and with more ease than anyone else. There also exists a piece of exciting information that links him to the early 20th century. As we already know, Papa Legba has been known to have a rather close connection to crossroads magic. Now, due to that reason, we can trace his appearance to several blues songs from the Mississippi Delta region in the early 20th century. One such legendary bluesman, Robert Leroy Johnson, is believed to have encountered a spirit at the intersection where he asked the spirit for musical fame. In exchange for that, he gave them his soul. But later on, this story, or rather this myth, was modified and altered to imply that Johnson had in fact encountered the devil and given him his soul. However, upon research, many musical folklorists argued that this version of the story is purely based on racial ideology to defame Johnson. So, keeping that aside, we can assume that Johnson wanted to gain some direction and wisdom and that he had actually met Papa Legba at the intersection. Appearance and abilities of Papa Legba. Throughout the legends, Papa Legba is depicted in several different ways with a lot of commonality. In the Castlevania Nocturne series, he appears as a figure of pure golden energy in his spirit form. He can also be seen wearing a straw hat that has a broad brim with several burning candles on it, and he carries a pipe. He also wears an overcoat that gives him a rather bold and otherworldly look. He's been given this appearance by keeping in line with his traditional descriptions in voodoo practices, but of course, in order to enhance the effects of the series, he's also been given a more supernatural aura with mists and smoke around him. In many sources, he also appears with a dog as a companion in order to represent his spirit as one of protection and guidance. Now, you might be wondering why he's called Papa. Well, that actually has a pretty simple explanation. You see, in most legends, he has the appearance of a grandfather. He literally walks using a cane or a crutch and even has the facial features of an old man. So, to us, that sounds like a pretty good reason to call him Papa. In certain representations, he's been seen drinking some good old dark rum instead of smoking a pipe. Due to his divine presence in nature, in many areas, he's also seen on the same level as Saint Lazarus, Saint Peter, and even Saint Anthony. Papa Legba also often appears in New Orleans voodoo and Haitian voodoo, where he's seen as a kid's favorite Ilwa or spirit. One of the reasons is that obviously he looks like your average grandfather, but another reason could be that we often notice that he's been given the task of babysitting little children, playing around with them and keeping them distracted so that more serious rituals could be easily executed by the adults without any disruption. Keeping this context in mind, a lot of times when people have to give him offerings, they give him candy. Now, due to his existence across different cultures, he also has variants that can be found in Trinidad, Brazil, and Cuba. In some cultures, instead of being a mythical babysitter, he can also be seen as a trickster deity or a fertility spirit, but there's little evidence of this. Sometimes he also appears as a healer who's known to grant forgiveness for crimes that have been done to others and remove people's obstacles. This characteristic might have popped up due to his reputation as a protector of children. There's also often a stark difference in his gender since he can be depicted as both male and female, and on some occasions has a large erect phallus. There are two specific colors usually associated with him, red and black. Due to that, he can often give off a dark, sinister vibe, but in reality, he's the complete opposite. As a brilliant communicator, warrior, and teacher, and with the ability to open doors and show new paths, Papa Legba can be seen as a spirit that provides new opportunities and assists people in discovering something new. Marvelous verdict! Well guys, with that, we've come to the end of yet another marvelous video. I don't know about you, but I definitely want to encounter Papa Legba soon in my life so he can offer some of his excellent guidance. After all, he pretty much turned things around for Annette, and that made her life a whole lot better. It's kind of a bummer that we haven't seen more of him so far in the series. He's a character who's truly worthy of some screen time, and I think that with more details surrounding his life and legend, he could become a more vital spirit from a cultural point of view in the future of Castlevania Nocturne. Well, we can only hope that the creators of the show give us some more of Papa Legba. Who knows, maybe as we speak, they're planning on showing us his babysitter side. So, what are some things that you loved about this character? Do you have any theories about his legend going forward? And what else from the world of Castlevania Nocturne would you like us to explore in upcoming videos? Let us know all about it in the comments down below, and if you liked this video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button on your way out. It means the world to us when you help us grow, so thanks for watching, stay safe out there, and have a marvelous day.